How do I resize disk partitions with existing data? Imagine your computer's storage as a big pie divided into slices called partitions. Sometimes you need to change the size of these slices without losing any of the data stored inside. Resizing disk partitions with existing data is a common task during operating system setup or when managing storage space. It lets you make partitions bigger or smaller without deleting files. First, you need to understand how partitions work. They are sections of your physical disk formatted with a file system like NTFS or FAT32 on Windows or ext4 on Linux. To resize safely, the file system must be adjusted along with the partition. Before you start, always back up important files. Even though tools aim to keep data safe, unexpected errors or power failures can cause data loss. On Windows, you can use the built-in disk management tool. It works well if you want to shrink or extend NTFS partitions and if an allocated space is right next to the partition. To do this, right-click the partition, choose Shrink Volume or Extend Volume, and follow the prompts. If you need more flexibility, third-party tools like Resize Partition Master or Disk Genius are great options. They support moving, resizing, and merging partitions without risking data loss. On Linux, tools like Gparted are popular. They support resizing X2, X3, X4, NTFS, and FAT partitions. Gparted can shrink or extend partitions and move them if needed. It runs from a live Linux environment, so you can boot from a USB or DVD and resize partitions without affecting your running system. For Mac users, Disk Utility can resize APFS and HFS plus volumes. It usually does this without deleting data, but always double-check before proceeding. When shrinking a partition, the process reduces its size and creates an allocated space. You can then use this space to create new partitions or extend other ones. To do this, select the partition, specify the new size, and apply the changes. The tool might move data to make room, but it will do so carefully. Extending a partition involves adding adjacent unallocated space. The unallocated space must be directly next to the partition on the disk, usually on the right side. If it's not adjacent, some tools can move partitions to make space, but this takes more time and carries some risk. System partitions like the C drive in Windows can be extended if the unallocated space is properly positioned. Special partitions like Windows Recovery or FI system partitions need extra caution. Moving or resizing them can affect your system's ability to boot or recover. If you're unsure, it's best to leave these alone or seek expert advice. Resizing partitions is useful in many situations. For example, when installing multiple operating systems, it helps allocate space without deleting existing data. If your storage needs change, resizing allows you to optimize your disk usage. Upgrading to a larger disk becomes easier by resizing partitions after cloning your old drive. In short, resizing disk partitions with existing data is possible and safe if you follow the right steps. Use the appropriate tools for your operating system, ensure an allocated space is correctly positioned, and always back up your data first. This way, you can manage your storage efficiently without risking your files.